Do you want to get up off the floor without having to kneel? Well, I've got a solution for you. Hey, it's Jack from Be Mobile Physiotherapy, and if you're avoiding getting down to the floor because it hurts too much to kneel, well then try these 3 exercises. All right, exercise number 1. We're going to go from a lying position, so we're on the ground for some reason. We're going to come up to our side into a sit-up, and then we're simply going to rotate over like this, and that's how we're going to get up, okay? But we're just going to go to the point where we're lifting our knees off the ground. So once again, I'm coming up from a lying position, placing my hands on the ground, and I'm twisting over to this position, okay? Now that is the first part you need to know when getting up on the floor, but let's just say you've got quite stiff knees, you have some knee or hip osteoarthritis, and you can't pull your knees in that far and get your legs there. So what you might like to do is just let them out a little bit. You can still do the movement this way. It just means you're going to be a little bit more elongated before you crawl up to that position. So that's the first step. Now, if that's too tough, grab yourself a chair because it can certainly be done with furniture. So this part of the exercise, we're going to come up, shuffle our bottom close. We want to put this hand nice and close to the chair, and then this hand is going to put lots of pressure on the chair here. Now, we're going to get up from here, but importantly, we're not going to pull the chair as we get up, because that's not very safe. What we're going to do is put pressure down and push into the chair as we twist and come up into this position, okay? So the exercise is putting your hand close to the chair, one hand pushing down into the chair, and then we're just going to go here and then back again. So the exercise is just a small pivot from the lying position up to our chest facing the floor.
Okay, at the end of that first exercise, Jack ended up twisting into that holding position. Now, that's a tough position to be in, but it's only because we never spend much time there. So that's what we're going to do with this exercise, is do that hold. Now, the easiest version is going to be starting with the chair. So we're going to come up and we're simply going to hold our body weight over the chair. Make sure your shoulders are over your hands because this is going to be very tricky. So start like this, knees nice and high. We're going to aim for a 30-second hold. Now, if you're managing the chair version super easy, we're going to make it even harder by going down to the floor. And you're going to start with your knees nice and high and your bottom up in the air. Oh, and you can hear that straining in my voice. But to make it more challenging, to get more out of it, you're going to drop your knees down. And this is the knee hover. You're going to aim for 30 seconds there. And once you're really strong in this position, then it makes it easier to go into the next exercise, which we're going to show you in just a tick. Before we give you the final exercise, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our channel to catch all our latest videos.
So we've practiced getting up from a lying position and pivoting. We've practiced the hold, which Ollie just showed us. Lastly, we want to be able to get all the way up from the ground. So the easiest version of what we call the crawl out is going to be using a chair. So we're kind of doing a reverse of the exercise here. We're going to crawl our feet out to this position, and then we're crawling in, doing the last part of the get up movement. So once again, really sturdy grips on the chair or couch, keeping my shoulders over the chair and then crawling back in. And you'll really feel that in your abs and your chest. So it's almost like a plank exercise that you do for your abdominals, crawling out, crawling back in. Okay, if you want to go to the harder variation, which you should do eventually, what we want to do is start standing and we're going to crawl down to that hover position that Wally was in, and then we're going to try to walk out as far as we can to that plank position, okay? And that's going to be really tough. Then we're going to crawl back to a standing position. So our feet are staying where they are, as you can see, and my hands are doing the moving. So a lot of upper body strength here, making sure that we feel stable when we're standing up. Okay, so that is the crawl out. And let's just have a look at all 3 of those movements together for a second as well, because you can do each of those movements separately. And once you feel confident, you can put them together. So I've gone from a lying position, coming up, and this is the first exercise. Both hands on the ground, and I'm pivoting around. Now I'm doing the hold position, okay, the hover that Ollie was doing. Then I'm going to do the crawl back to my feet, just like that, so I'm nice and steady, okay? And then you can reverse that, crawl back down to the holding position, back to our bottom, back to lying down, and then all the way up again. You can maybe see that I'm getting quite red in the face because this is a tough exercise. So once again, put all those 3 variations that we tried together for the final exercise.
Okay, the next thing you need to know is that you need to practice these at least twice a week to improve your floor mobility without kneeling.
Oh, and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.